Today on the channel, you will see an extremely spectacular watch. I'm here in Biel, in the beautiful home of Armin Strom. And next to me is Claude Greisler. How are you, Claude?
Good. Welcome.
Of course, it's good to be back. I love visiting you, and always there's something fun to discover. I'm often very nosy, so I check, the papers on the desks, what's on the walls. So it's nice to see this watch finally come to life. Huh? How difficult was it for you to create this new masterpiece, and how long did it take?
Well, it was quite a journey. I mean, we have, as you mentioned, first of all, it's inspired by Masterpiece 2. It's a downsizing actually of Masterpiece 2. Masterpiece 2 is a watch which we launched for the 10th anniversary of the manufacturing. Was limited to 10 pieces, and we delivered 2 minute repeater resonances per year.
It's a beautiful watch.
Of course, when we started to deliver the last 2 pieces, we were already thinking about what's next. We decided to downsize the minute repeater resonance to a 42 millimeter case.
Yeah.
And this took us all about 3 to 3.5 years.
Oh, it's beautiful, and the sizing is just perfect. And the case is very light.
The case is titanium. For a sound reason, we choose titanium. Titanium is a very good material to get an optimum sound out of the minute repeater.
Yeah, it's also very light. Again, I like the juxtaposition between a very complex watch and then titanium. So it's complex but light, it's a good mix. So did you take any components from the masterpiece and just put it into this watch? Because this is called 1259, this model, and for a reason. What's the reason behind the name?
So first of all, no, there's a few components which we use or share between the first masterpiece and the new minute repeater resonance. It's screws, it's some of the rubies, but all the components,
Wow.
if it comes to main plate, bridges, gear train, axes, everything has to be redesigned to fit in a smaller diameter, because the challenge of having resonance combined with the minute repeater is basically we have 2 movements which we have to synchronize. That's something which we do thanks to our resonance clutch mechanism, and then we have to add the minute repeater mechanism on top. So that's quite a challenge to fit all these components in one movement. So the downsizing is a real challenge in that watch.
And also, because you downsized it, you changed the shape of the clutch spring, correct? Because we have it here.
We changed it. There was not only I would say yes. One reason is the size. The other reason is the animation, which we were looking for. When we start with resonance, I think compared to the first masterpiece, we had the 2 balance wheels also at 6 o'clock. Yeah. But then the resonance clutch spring was opening towards 6 o'clock. Yeah. It was a bit like a hanging resonance clutch. And when we did the dual time GMT resonance and we saw like that this breathing upwards is much nicer as an animation, we said, okay, even if we put the 2 balance wheels at 6 o'clock, we have to modify the resonance clutch to get that same animation, which is just much more beautiful to see. So this was from a resonance perspective, this was the biggest challenge to redesign a resonance clutch, because it's basically the first time since we launched in 2015 the resonance that we have a new shaped resonance clutch.
And it works in the same way, performance is the same, is all good.
It's absolutely the same, yeah.
Okay, awesome, congrats.
Not the first try, so we had to go through, it was a trial period, so we had to find out the right shape of that spring to make sure that we can guarantee the synchronization.
It's beautiful, and I had the pleasure of owning the blue resonance, which we did a video on as well, and it's one of my most worn watches. And again, seeing the system work here, and I noticed something else. So the 2 escape wheel bridges, are beautiful, and black polished, and just gorgeous stuff. Why did you decide to do it like this and not like maybe hide them under the top bridge?
The idea was to give this understanding of that there's a purpose why we have 2 movements in one watch. We have 2 balance wheels, but each balance wheel is driven by its own movement, and we have 2 barrels. The barrels are only visible on the back side of the movement. The 2 gear trains, and then we have where I always say where the watch movement comes to life is where we have the escapement wheel, the anchor, and the balance wheel. And this is an animation which we wanted to put or to highlight on the dial side.
And it just, yeah, it acts as a beautiful symmetry, but it's also beautifully polished, huh? Because the edges are very sharp, and you have this beautiful polishing on it, and it's just a great
Yeah, they're
job.
all completely hand polished. So all the bevels on the watch they are hand decorated in-house. I mean, hand decoration is something which is very important to Armin Strom. The biggest team we have is our hand decoration team, and I think we try to work on a more traditional design on the watch. So the matte finished surfaces and the polished surfaces, they work together in a very cool way.
Yeah, and the base plate, or in this case, like the part of the dial, what's the material? How is it
The dial
decorated?
ring. The dial ring is made out of titanium, and it's a PVD treatment, like a dark gray PVD, and then we have the railway just printed on top.
Yeah,
Because the dial is reduced, we really want to have the movement, to give the movement as much space as we can. And also, what's new for Armin Strom is the centered hands, something which is rare to find in Armin Strom watches. Most of our watches do have off-center dials, but with the minute repeater resonance, to make sure that we can fit quite an important gong size. Therefore, we try to say, okay, let's go with centered hands to have the hands as big as possible, which allows us to get the gongs as big as possible in diameter as well.
yeah, and then the hands are skeletonized. They're similar or as on the resonance,
Exactly,
mirror
yeah.
force resonance.
Same Armin Strom design type of hands.
Exactly. And then we have the governor at 12 o'clock and the 4 gongs.
We upgraded it, the watch.
Yeah.
The previous version was on 2 gongs, 2 hammers. Now we are on 4 gongs and 4 hammers. And as you mentioned, the flying governor is also visible on the dial side. This is again, that belongs to the brand DNA and the brand philosophy to create animation on the dial side. And if you have the minute repeater, if you activate the minute repeater, it depends on where your hands are. And the minute repeater always starts to run, but there's no chiming. But the governor, having the governor on the dial side indicates you that the minute repeater already runs.
That it's happening.
And that it's happening, that the minute repeater is activated. So this is quite a useful animation on the dial side.
And the gongs, again, 4 gongs, 4 hammers. The hammers are beautiful. Again, exceptional polishing. The edges are very sharp. Again, I had the pleasure to film this watch today, and you know, it was a delight. And then the name of the watch is 1259.
Yeah.
Tell us why. Because this is not I mean, you cannot make a regular resonance minute repeater anyway, but you went a step further, and what did you do on this watch?
So what we did, we created a function which is called 1259, because what we realized when we did the first minute repeater resonance, that all the owners of minute repeater always change the position of the hands to get to a time where the watch chimes more than maybe what was indicated. So this is why we created a function which is 1259. So it's 1259 anytime. So you can, thanks to a column wheel, you have basically we have 2 chiming modes. We have one mode which chimes the time which gets indicated by the hands, so the basic minute repeater function, and then we have the show off function, the 1259, where we go where we strike all the strikes which are possible to strike. This is very fun. So because you have the slider on the left side of the case, when you push the slider upwards, you activate the minute repeater. When you pull it downwards, you change the chiming mode. And the chiming mode is also indicated on the dial side. There's a little hole at just next to the center of the hands at about 9:30, and there it's indicated either the way that this little dot gets red, that means you are on 1259. If it's white, it indicates, chimes the time which is indicated.
Exactly, beautiful. And again, when I was filming it mostly on the 1259, because you're right. I do have a few pocket watches, repeaters, and I always set them to the fullest because you want to hit it as long as possible. It's a very cool function. I would say it's a world first, right, in the industry.
It's a world first. It's the first time a dedicated 1259 function was developed.
And it's a very smooth function selector here, because you push it down like you said, then the window changes, and on the back the column wheel is engaged, and multiple components. Huh? So when I was pressing it, and it's very robust, and so it's a very delicate movement, but yet it felt very robust and sturdy. So I mean, congrats on this. Huh? It's beautiful, and the chime is amazing. So let's now see. That's the good thing about this whole function. I wanted to set the time to 12:59. I don't have
So
to.
there's no need anymore.
So
no, you just select your mode.
Exactly, and
And
that's
then
it. You don't have to turn out the crown, push it, So now it's the indicator is red. Let's now see. Let's now hear it basically. Yeah, it's beautiful. What's the material of the hammers? Steel or?
The hammers are steel, yes.
Yeah. Is that the best way to get the resonance, the sound, or they just
It's the best way, and it's a
beautiful?
bit a traditional way. My background is watch restoration, so I'm still strongly believing in that steel is a very, very good material. It's very reliable. It's something which is easy to fix for a watchmaker. Also, in maybe 100 years or 200 years, steel is something which the watchmakers always can fix and can work on steel. So that's a very, very good material to work with.
Yeah, that's why you also don't use silicon, right? I remember this.
Yes.
Because you want basically in the future that watches people can repair it and replace components. And if you have some stuff that you can't reproduce, it's hard to do so. And I also love the polishing on the gongs. And like when you turn the watch to yourself, to the black side, you can see basically all the reflections. Super nice.
Yeah, it's super nice. Actually, the gongs are quite. It's quite a big surface, same as the hammer. So it's not easy to get the black polished on such a big surface, and that was very challenging for our decoration team and the watchmakers. We adapted all our tools. We do the classic way of doing the black polishing is with the tin plate, but we made new tin plates to fit to the size, because we are normally used to do the small screws or the small parts, and the fact that the gong they are quite big, so we had to adapt the tooling and everything. So this was it's a 3.5-year journey which brought us to the new minute repeater, starting from the idea of downsizing, like producing all the 500 components, fitting them together, make sure that they fit in a case, that they work with the new resonance clutch.
In a small case, huh?
Yeah.
What's the height of it?
Height is round about 11 millimeters.
I mean, congrats. And this is a limited edition, 25 pieces?
It's launched in the first edition. The first edition is the titanium case with this rose gold salmon plated movement, and this is limited to 25 pieces.
Yeah, beautiful. It's just gorgeous watch. And what's the price point?
Price point in Swiss is 390,000 Swiss francs.
Yeah, for world's first. So it's not easy, I guess, as well to set the price.
No, it's not easy, because a minute repeater resonance was never built before. The standard minute repeater is based on a standard going movement. Then we have tourbillon minute repeaters, is something we are used a little bit to. We also have then the automatic winding minute repeaters, but to have basically two independent movements combined in one watch with the minute repeater mechanism, 4 hammer, 4 gong, and the new function. So it was the R&D team was quite under pressure for a while to get all those components fit in that case.
Does the action of the minute repeater impact the accuracy a bit or no? Because when I was filming it, although it's a very small watch and small components, there is some like action going on and hitting vibration. Yeah.
And vibrations is a big topic when it comes to resonance. We know that resonance only happens when we can share the vibration from one balance wheel to the other. And I think the minute repeater shows how good the resonance clutch performs, because the chiming of the time doesn't influence the synchronization mechanism at all.
Yeah.
So resonance stays accurate as many times you get the minute repeater chiming and you have all the other vibrations on that movement. The resonance clutch guarantees that the two balance will stay in sync. So this also is what it shows how good performing the resonance clutch is.
Beautiful. What was the challenging part for you on this watch? What didn't
The most
sleepless
challenging
nights?
part for me was to not over-design the whole watch.
So
I decided to stay in a more traditional way. If you compare with other Armin Strom watches, it is a little bit a classic traditional watch for Armin Strom, but it's for a minute repeater resonance. I wanted to have a long-living design. I wanted to have something which stays for centuries, something when you pull it out, you still have to, every time you pull it out on your collection, you say, no, this is a perfect looking minute repeater resonance. And this is sometimes, as if you create a new product, you always try to add and add and add and do this and do this and do that. And sometimes it's better to stay a little bit calmer, to create, let the function breathe and give the function the opportunity to create the appearance of the watch.
Yeah, it's well said. But you also have to focus on what's going to be the most important thing to look at, because if you add, you could open up the whole dial here even more, but you have the skills. But then, like you said, you have to stop at some point.
Yeah.
And maybe there's
No, I think it's well balanced for now. Yeah. There is a lot of things going on, but it gets this elegant beauty to it. And this is what made me extremely proud. I mean, the first time I had it, and that's no joke, the first time I had the watch finished in my hands, I almost had to cry. This is very rare for me. I never cry. I'm too. But it was so beautiful to see that everything coming to life, and then having the breathing and the chiming. It was really, this was a big day for me. A big day.
Yeah. Congrats. I mean, listen, people, you always just see the final product, the pictures, the videos, but they can't imagine, and I can't imagine as well, how many sleepless nights you have to go through to finalize an object like this. But not just you, the whole team, right? Because you're probably just on the verge of discovering something, then you gotta go home to sleep, then you're like, you can't sleep probably.
Yeah.
Gotta write stuff down. I mean, amazing. So this is, when is the production is happening already, right, of the watch?
Yes.
So I assume people are already lining up. In today's day and age, I would assume it's already gone. How is the resonance so far from the collectors?
It's very good. So we haven't actually, basically, we are one of the first people who see the watch in real.
Thank you.
We shared some of the first renderings with our VIP customers, with our retailers, with our partners. So far, the feedback is extremely good.
Yeah.
And we are doing the official launch during Watches and Wonders. So we're looking forward to share that watch with all our friends and partners during the week in Geneva.
It's incredible. I mean, congratulations, Claude. I mean, you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
There's so much to discover here, from the resonance to the gongs, the hammers, the case back, everything unwinding, and then this function, which is the industry's first, and it's actually a usable thing, which we all do as owners of repeating watches. So you didn't make something like useless. You made a good thing, actually. So congrats.
Yeah, which belongs a bit to our philosophy. I mean, this is now just doing another minute repeater. That was never the goal. Like, we always try to push and to be creative. This is the reason why we were building up that manufactory. The manufacturing was not to just be independent. It's also to have a playground where we can be innovative and we can rethink ideas. And this is where we are now. And this is awesome. This is what drives us every day.
Yeah. Listen, congrats again. Guys, go check out the watch if you can in the Watches Wonders, or contact them. Check the link in the description as well to read more information. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.